Hi everybody, it's Justin. Welcome to Cedar Point. That's right, I am on the Sky Ride right now. And today what I decided to do was see how many times can I go upside down in one day. So apparently there are 26 inversions here at Cedar Point across 7 roller coasters. But before that, I need to get something to eat. Anyway, welcome everybody. All right, so I don't know what's gotten into me, but today I decided I wanted to just go upside down. That's all I want to do. Literally just ride upside down roller coasters today. So, but before I do that, I need to get some food because I am hungry, which seems counterproductive to eat a bunch of food and then go on rides that go upside down. But I am lucky that that does not bother me. So, okay, noticing some new things here at Siren's Curse. This gray structure is new. Also, the tilt track is down today. So that's pretty cool. Okay, last time I was here, and if you didn't check that video out, check that out. It was Cinco de Mayo. Millennium Force was down because the train valley, but it looks like it's back. Now this ride does not go upside down, so it is not on my list today, unless I have some time. Can't rule anything out, but it's good to see this ride open, and with the new lift system, it looks like it's getting up to the top of the hill pretty quick. So that's good to see. All right, all you Thunder Canyon fans, opens May 24th. It's the only chance you're gonna get to ride a water ride here at Cedar Point this year too. May 24th, so right around that Memorial Day time. Okay, just had lunch, had a nice grilled chicken salad, which is gonna be good since I'm gonna be flipping upside down a lot. Let's start with Maverick. It does not look like it's a horrible line. It says 45 minutes. Maverick has 2 inversions. And so we're gonna knock 2 out.
Maverick is a wild, wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. Please secure those loose articles. If you lose your phone, you're disconnected. No more TikTok, Snapchat, baby pictures, LinkedIn. MySpace is gone.
All right, so I just got off Maverick. So 2 2 inversions down, 24 left to go. That was my first ride on Maverick this year, and it was awesome. I was in the last car. I will put the ride picture in the video. And it definitely whips you around. And I have low back issues, and here I am flying around, flipping around. But you know what? Walking around and the movement is medicine. That's how I look at that. Anyway, it was super fun. Now we're going to move on to Steel Vengeance. So a couple things here about Steel Vengeance that you want to be aware of. One, they don't let you past a certain point with anything, like glasses without a strap, which I forgot my strap in the car. Any kind of like bags or cell phones, you can't have any of that when you get past a certain point, which is right about there, and then you have to go through a metal detector. So much like Top Thrill 2, even though Top Thrill 2, you do that at the very beginning, on here, you can get in the line with your phone or your keys or whatever, but then it has to go in a locker before you go up the steps and into the ride platform. But you don't want to have something in your pockets on this ride because it twists and flips you so much that it will fly out. So you just don't want that. I don't like having anything in my pocket on here because it would give me a lot of anxiety. I would feel like I would want to like hold on to something. I don't like that. All right, gang, so I just got off Steel Vengeance. Well, and the restroom. And I have a couple things to say about that. Number one, I had a front seat ride, which was awesome. So awesome. The only thing about the front seat that's different is you really don't get pulled too much. You don't get as much air time in the front seat as you do everywhere else. But that's to be expected. However, it's so cool to be in the front seat on that ride. That's number one. Number two, I never thought I would say this, but I think the line situation at Top Thrill 2 is way better than the line situation at Steel Vengeance. And the reason I say that is because at Steel Vengeance, you have 2 locker situations you have to put up with. So if you want to keep like just your phone and your glasses on you and your keys or something, you have to put everything else in a locker first, then you get in the line, then you have to put those other things in a locker again before you go up the steps onto the ride platform. So what that does is it forces the line to hesitate. And so you wind up standing in the line and it doesn't move for a little while because they let so many people in, and then everybody has to fiddle around with the lockers. Whereas at Top Thrill 2, you have to put all your stuff in before you get in the line, and the line is just constantly moving. I just like moving lines, and I don't like standing still, because I can be a baby when it comes to lines sometimes. So anyway, Steel Vengeance is done. That is 4 more inversions. Train's being loud. Can you tell me in the comments if you're a slingshot rider? Have you been on it? Do you like it? What are your thoughts? I have a rule about the Gemini, and that is if it is not racing, I do not ride it. It is a racing roller coaster. If it's not racing, I'm not riding. And it doesn't go upside down, so I'm not riding it today. But it is not racing today. I would imagine it's staffing or potentially because of the crowd levels not being super high. But we're not just doing red only, because that to me takes half the fun away of the Gemini. But Gemini is a great ride no matter what. I just like to race. It's great to see Top Thrill 2 still running. 2 weeks after the park opens, or however long it's been now, a week and a half, I guess. Yeah, this is the second full week for the park. But yeah, anyway. So interestingly, on Top Thrill 2, they've added, looks like a little bit of a weight right here. It's like a weight, watch it, yeah, you can see it swaying. It must take some of the stress off the supports in the track. That's interesting. That was not there before. But that's good. Whatever they needed to do to get it going. Hey, have you ever been to a theme park and seen the same people over and over and over and over again? I've been here like 3 hours and I've seen the same 2 people 3 times. Different areas of the park. Just wondering if I'm the only one. But I feel like that happens to me a lot. I notice the same people over and over and over again. So, update on the locker situation here. Looks like this is much more controlled than when I went on this last time. There's not really a big line for the lockers, and there's not really a line to get into Top Thrill 2, just into the queue. So that looks better, which is good, because that was a bottleneck. Well, here it is. Here's a little bit of line. I lied. I guess there is a little bit of line here. Just be prepared when you come here to wait for the locker before you actually have to wait in the line if you're going to use the free lockers. Now, if you're not going to use the free lockers, go put your stuff in the lockers by Magnum or somewhere else, and then you can just come over here and get in the line and you bypass having to go through, lockers. If you're in fast lane, you're doing the same thing. You're going in through here, and then you still have to you're either going into the line or you're going to get a locker. So it looks like they funnel it. But you are still gonna have a much quicker, line if you put your stuff in another locker. But if you want the free locker, then go here. So today, we're at about 105 minutes. Top Thrill 2 does not go upside down, so we're not riding it today. All right, here we go on corkscrew. Now listen, I am a child of the 80s, right? I'm 42 years old. So I grew up riding aero looping coasters, including this one. It bangs me around too much, but we're gonna have to use the abs today for this, and get 3 more inversions in.
Only corkscrew. Welcome back, Gretchen. How was that ride? Awesome. Now you guys want to fasten your seatbelt.
All right, corkscrew's over. Thank goodness. That was 3 loops, which you could see here. There's 1 there, whoop, there, and then 2 there. Okay, next is Valraven. That's my 1 corkscrew ride for a while, let me tell you that. But we're almost there. Seems like it got a little more crowded in the last hour, but I'm also in a different area of the park. I also noticed that Siren's Curse's tilt track is now not vertical anymore. It is horizontal again from earlier. So anyway, I just survived the corkscrew. I met a nice guy. We rode together in about the 4th car. Yeah, it was about car number 4. So actually, it wasn't horrible. It's just at the base of these corkscrews, man, you just get banged from right to left. It just, I know they do as best a job as they can to keep up with these older roller coasters, but man, that's a tough one. All right, so here's the deal. I just got off Valraven, 3 more inversions. So as I was standing in line for Valraven, I was like, let's make sure I have the count correctly. Go to Roller Coaster Database, RCDB, look them all up just to make sure, because I had some weird feeling that I miscounted. And I sure did. So then instead of 26 inversions here at Cedar Point, there are 28 inversions. I left a couple out. I don't even know where I left them out at. However, it doesn't really matter because we're here to do all of the inversions. So far, we've gotten 2 on Maverick. We've gotten 4 on Steel Vengeance. We've gotten 3 on Corkscrew. And then we've gotten 3 on Valraven. So now we have Rougarou left, Gatekeeper, and Raptor. Now Gatekeeper and Raptor each have 6, so that's 12 more, plus there are 4 on Rougarou, so that's 16 more inversions, and I have done 12 so far. Okay, Rougarou got the sign got a paint job. It looks really nice. I saw videos and pictures of the sign in the sign shop when people were here for winter chill out. It looks really nice. If you rode this as Mantis, put a comment in the comments and tell me if you liked Rougarou better or Mantis better. I feel like I like Rougarou better because standing up was not always very comfortable, and sitting down is more comfortable. However, I feel like when they changed to these floorless sit-down trains, and they kept the same track, obviously, it just, I don't know, it's not as exciting as some other floorless coasters like Dominator at King's Dominion and some others. It just, the original design was for a stand-up, and now it is a sit-down. So that's what we're dealing with Rougarou. However, it's still a good ride. Still a good ride. So 4 inversions here. Now, it is currently 6 o'clock p.m. here, and the park closes at 8. And I have 2 hours to ride Rougarou, Gatekeeper, and Raptor, all of which appear to have no waits according to the app. And I also need to have something to eat for dinner because I'm getting hungry again. So let's go on Rougarou. It always smells like fish over here in this line. It always has, ever since I've been coming here and riding Mantis. The minute you get down into here, it just smells like fish. All right, Rougarou is done. That was a walk-on and 4 more inversions. So now I only have 2 coasters left. It looks like it's getting a little more cloudy. It's getting a little more chilly, so this is good timing. We have 12 more inversions, 6 on Gatekeeper and 6 on Raptor. Raptor is next. So every time I come to a park, I always have something in mind that I want to do. Now here at Cedar Point, this is the closest park really to where I live. So it's easy for me to come here and then, you know, just pop out in and out of here, so I don't have to spend all day and doing other things. But when I go to other parks, and I might only be there for 1 day, or maybe I'm there for a couple of days, there's certain things I always want to do. So for example, today is not a day that I would want to wander around shopping or perhaps having, you know, a cocktail or something. Today I literally just wanted to see if I can go upside down on every roller coaster that goes upside down at Cedar Point. That's all I want to do. And of course, eat. You know, keep fueled up. Cedar Downs is not open again today. It wasn't open last week either. So now, so every time I come to a park, I have an intention or a purpose in mind. That comes from yoga, you know, just always having an intention or a purpose to something and staying on course. Now things are gonna change, but I just always feel like if you're setting an intention, it's already done. So I already set the intention for all these inversions that I said before, 28, there's actually 28. I set the intention to do them all in 1 day. I don't know if I've done that ever, all upside down roll. I probably have in years past, but not in recent years. So anywho, okay, Raptor is a walk-on, pretty much a walk-on. Yeah, it's not much line, but glad I only got 12 more loops, flips to go, because my hips are feeling it, let me tell you. Okay, Raptor is over. 6 inversions on Raptor. Holy moly. Listen, I haven't coaster marathon like this in quite some time. I generally don't do this because I generally take things pretty slow and I just, you know, like do whatever and I just wander around when I'm at these parks, especially if I've been to them multiple times like here, as I mentioned before. However, this has been a really fun challenge. We only have 1 ride left, and that is Gatekeeper. And according to Roller Coaster Database, there are 6 inversions, and I believe RCDB. I used to know all the roller coaster statistics a lot more than I know now. I just don't know them anymore. But anywho, we're headed to the boardwalk to get on Gatekeeper. There is no line. This is gonna do it, folks. This is gonna be the end of the 28 inversions. Holy moly. And then we're gonna celebrate with some dinner. All right, coaster challenge over. Time for some steak and some fries and some Diet Coke for the win. All right, that does it for today. Got done with my dinner. Park is gonna be closing here in just a little bit anyway, but every single roller coaster that has an inversion, a loop, upside down, I got it today. 28 loops, or flips, and inversions. Lots of smiles, lots of laughs. I hope you enjoyed the video, the pictures, the fun. Please subscribe if you would consider doing that and hitting the like button. That really helps. Sharing the video, pushing it out to others. Hey, we'll see you all in the next adventure, whether it is at another park or maybe on a cruise. Who knows? We'll see you soon.